Okay, I'm being asked to do a video on Dolly Parton, but really, I've not been somebody that's followed really her career. You know, a few of her songs, but I've never been a big Dolly Parton fan. Doesn't mean that I hold anything against her, I see anything wrong with her. She's just never been my cup of tea. I'm not a big country western music advocate. As you know, my dad recorded for Columbia Records. I grew up with country western stuff every day of my life growing up, and I just kind of, it's not been something that I've followed, okay? And so really, I don't know that much about Dolly Parton, so I can't really talk about someone that I've never followed, okay? She had definitely an unusual voice, was, again, not my cup of tea, although I know that she was really popular. People really enjoyed her. And as I understand, she did, but I just recently heard that with her passing, that she had done some generous work for children when it come to advocating for reading. But other than that, really, I don't know much about Dolly Parton, okay? But, I mean, everybody and their brother's making a video about her. So, you know, the fact that I'm not making a big video about her is not any, you know, big loss. But I'll go ahead and do a real quick read, see what the cards have to say, because I don't know. Say things were overturned, and maybe she had sacrifices in her life and saw things from a different viewpoint. Coming into it, she was standing guard energetically when it came, I think, a lot of her privacy, her private life and things. And mentally, I don't know why I'm getting that, was stuck in some sort of a cage ideology, maybe, with things. Above it, she was very heavy into control. I know that I saw things with that and the world. And what's crossing it is the Empress. So she gave things some way in abundance, an abundance of things in one way, but she was very, wanted to hold back her private life. And she was really constrained mentally in some ideology that she had. So saw from a different viewpoint, and I know that they said she was just really hard to work for. I just recently saw a thing there that she had trouble keeping workers because of her really strict things around there, that if she was engaging in something, they had to disappear. And I mean, she was really, really difficult to work for. That's one thing I did get that I saw recently. So I think that's what this is about, the control above it. So while people are wanting to hear, you know, how fabulous she was, the reading I'm getting is, you know, again, things were overturned. She was very private within herself. She had a lot of mental ideas, restrictions, and part of that, I think, was, you know, the abundance of things around her, that she was very controlling of her image and controlling of any information that would get out. Now, she was saying she had trouble with digestive things and her immune system. So that's leading me to suspect the cancer that she had was probably related, you know, to, you know, the digestive issues, those things. So that was probably the type of cancer that she had, and it moved very quickly. But it seems like maybe she was dealing with it for a bit longer than what is gotten out. Now these things can come on very quickly, like as why ostomy came on very quickly, just out of the blue. I started having these real heavy issues, really extreme painful issues and things that were happening. And I had to go in for and they gave me this ostomy, emergency ostomy. So those things can come on quickly. In my case, I was fortunate. They didn't find cancer, although what I have can be, they confuse with rectal cancer on occasion. So, but I was fortunate that they didn't find cancer. Okay. But my suspicion is, from what she said, that she did have, you know, cancer in the bowel area. And that can spread to many different areas. And so that's my suspicion. But again, the reading that I'm getting, you know, it's not all fluffy. I wish it were, because I know a lot of people are putting her on a pedestal. But again, she was very tough to work for, as I understand it. She paid a good salary, but she was so demanding that it was almost impossible. She created an image for herself. I guess it said that she was not good looking, and she went in and had plastic surgery, etc. It created this big, you know, her image. And she was very private with a lot of things, and was very controlling in this mental, you know, what it's showing there, this mental cage about some things in her life. But I understand in other ways she was very generous, and people loved her. They loved her image. They loved her music, and you know. But I can tell you, what people put out on their stage persona is not the same as their home life persona, and you know, and that is a reality. Okay, that's a reality that happens with that. So I'm the wrong person to ask to do a fluffy video about about Dolly Parton. Yes, I'm sure she will be missed. There are so many that just really embraced her image and embraced her music and embraced her persona that she had out there, you know, on stage, if you will. And she was very smart in the way she ran her career. Okay, so that's what I get on Dolly Parton. People may not be happy to hear this, you know, but I'm not going to put out a big fluff piece on her when I don't know her that well. And the things that I have heard about her recently, some of the things are pretty telling. you know, and again, the reading I get is the reading I get. She did see things from a different viewpoint, made a lot of sacrifices in there for her career, and was very tough to work for. Her ideas were very solid. She was in a cage of her ideology, but in some ways, she was a really good performer and created a great image, and yeah, so she will be missed by people, country western fans that have been, you know, that have followed her for years. Unfortunately, I'm not one of them, so again, asking me to do a fluff piece on her, sorry, I can't do it because I'm not somebody that's been taken in by her image and her music. It's not my style, and I have to look at things in a neutral way, and what I'm getting is not what people are going to want to hear now. I'm sorry. You know, I apologize for that, but I can't put out something that, you know, I'm not seeing, no matter how much people would love to hear that. So on that note, I'll leave that here, and we'll see you online.